it's really late, okay? It's 2 something, well, 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:12 to be exact. But I really wanted to do this video because I know sometimes, and this came up in my meditation session. The title for this video, it came up in my meditation session. My prayer isn't stronger than yours, okay? And many, it all stems from programming, right? That's what it all goes back to. And I remember just a few months ago, it was a young lady, and never mind this, okay? Honey, I put some stuff on my eyebrows, okay? And it's like coming off now, so never mind it, okay? Um, but oh, it came off. But I remember a few months ago, it was this young lady who had wrote in like a comment up under one of my videos and said if I could pray for her. And then it was another young lady that probably, I think it was probably yesterday, that wrote if I could pray for her. The reason why I say my prayer isn't no stronger than yours, because it's not. First of all, um, I know we have been programmed, right, to relinquish all our power, like just pretty much give all our power away. Um, and it starts off at an early age, right? Like some people who have grew up in church, right? And your parents or whomever you lived with probably would always talk about the pastor and the preacher and that they have to go to church in order for them to receive the message from God, so to speak. I don't believe in it. And sometimes we have to analyze certain things, right? And as I was thinking about this video, one of the things that came to mind was this. So a few years ago, and I love incorporating, stories with my videos because they give you a visual and an understanding of where I'm going with this. So a few years ago, I remember, and this probably was about, I want to say 10 years ago. It was this lady that I knew, right? And her son was in a wheelchair. And one of the things she told me, and she was, she would go to church and stuff like that. And she cursed a lot. She was real, real funny. And I remember she had told me, her son was abusive, right, to his wife, like, always putting his hands on his wife and beating his wife and stuff like that. And I remember she had told me, the story about how she prayed and she wanted her son to, just stop doing it, right? Like she wanted her son to stop abusing his wife. And she said she would pray day in and day out. And like, all the prayers and stuff that she put in, next minute she noticed like her son was in a really, really bad car accident and now he was in a wheelchair and he couldn't the person that he once was, the event that he had experienced, that accident, it changed his life drastically, so much so to the point where as though he became a different person, a better person. Um, but it took a life crisis for that to occur. Now I don't believe that, like, that we have to go through um like uncertain, certain type of events in order for us to change our lives, but in some cases um you may experience that, right? You may experience something drastic for you to change your life. And the reason why I say my prayer isn't any stronger than yours, which is not, okay. Some of you guys know my story, right? So I had my spiritual awakening in 2018, okay? And I just became a little enlightened, a little more enlightened, well, a little enlightened. And at this time, when I had my spiritual awakening, one of the things that happened was this. Up until that point, I was giving my power away, right? Thinking that somebody could do something for me, perhaps praying to the God, a God that's on the clouds looking down, and he has a cane or a stick or whatever, and condemning me for everything that I do. And when I start getting to understand a little bit, because I don't know, I know nothing about nothing. I just know the things that I have gone through, right? The things that I have grew from. But it came to a point in time where, as though, I would pray, okay, but my prayer, it didn't change anything. Let me say that again, because I know some of you guys are probably like confused and probably like, oh my goodness, what you mean your prayer didn't change anything? I pray all the time, right? What I mean by that was this: certain things that comes into our lives, it is to teach us something. It is for us to look at that thing and to see that that thing, it is not serving us in the way that we hope it to. Okay. What do I mean by that? So, for instance, when I was a part of religion, right, and going to church and pretty much begging, because that's really what I was doing. When we often say pray, right, for many people, they have this connotation to beg, right? Oh God, please give me this, and please do this for me, and please do that for me. And that's, you've been pretty much programmed to pray like that. I don't pray like that. Okay, I meditate. And meditation is me going within and connecting with my higher self, is being still so I can receive the downloads that I need to receive in order for me to make the next move, or in order for me to do something different. Okay. But many of us have been conditioned to do that, right? Like to pray and to beg. And when you begging, right, it's almost as if like peasantry, right? Like you begging, you like, please God give me this, please give me that. And I don't believe that we have to beg for things. Like, I don't believe that you have to, beg. And let me tell you something else. Those days, okay, when I was, going through experiencing anxiety, experiencing depression, when I was going through that, right? And I would pretty much be begging and pleading and saying, oh, God, please, while I'm going through this, and all these different things, from a victim standpoint, right? Like, why me? Why I gotta go through this? What I do wrong? And in this here universe, there's no good or bad, right? Or a lot of times we tend to condemn ourselves, and there's no good or bad, but there is laws in this here universe that governs each and every one of our lives. Okay. And so when I was begging, right, my life didn't change. When I was praying, like, My life, it did not change. But what helped my life to change is when I started making comments and I started saying stuff like this. I know I didn't come here for this. I came here for something completely different. And that this was working on a job and, you know, paying bills and stuff like that, and thinking that that was just life. That was something that I was destined for. Me watching Lifetime movies, okay, and watching Love and Hip Hop. I thought that that was all that was in the cards for me. But my life started changing when I started seeking, not when I was begging. Not when I was, saying, God, please help me. I'm stressing out. This person is stressing me out and all this other stuff. The truth of the matter is no one can do anything without your permission. And I know for some that may be a hard pill to swallow because we've been programmed and conditioned to point fingers. But guess what? You pointing one finger at someone and it's three fingers pointing right back at you. So the truth of it, my youngest daughter, honey, she's snoring like nobody business. Okay. Okay. But my life is started changing when I started changing. When I started understanding that I am powerful. When I start understanding that God is within, right? When I start understanding I am God. I am the creator of my reality. And as long as you feel like God is outside you, God is on a cloud condemning you, all of that is programming. As long as you feel like you have to tolerate people and be there for people, be like this nice person, okay, and going against yourself, you will continuously get this because you are violating universal law. And even in the Bible, now I don't know the Bible word for word, but even in the Bible, it says, love thy God, love thy God, okay? And it doesn't say love thy neighbor first. You supposed to love thy God first. Meaning you. You supposed to love yourself first. And so where a lot of the pain and suffering comes in when we are constantly trying to give people things that we do not currently have. So meaning, if you trying to be there for everybody else and you never take the time for yourself, how's that gonna work out for you? It's not gonna work out too well because then you're gonna get burnt out. The reason being is because you being there for everybody else and you don't be there for yourself. And so, and at first I was like, damn, I don't know if I should do this video. Um, saying that my prayer isn't any more powerful than yours. I was like, because people, they'll say, could I pray for them? And I don't want to come off in like, a certain type of way. Like, I don't pray for you, right? Like, I'm not gonna pray for you. And I'm not gonna pray for you because the truth of the matter is you have the power. Like I really want you guys to understand that and get that. Okay. Like you really have the power within you. You know, I'm on here on social media and I could say certain things from things that I read or things that I have experienced, but ultimately all the power has always been within you. All the power is within you. And if you take the time out to meditate, because the answers that you seek in, it has always been within you. So if you take the time out to meditate 5 minutes a day, I guarantee you your life is going to change. Now, at first, when you start meditating, your mind is going to be going every which way. You're going to have so many thoughts. And that's normal. That's a normal part of meditation. And there's not a such thing as right or wrong meditation. There's not a such thing as right or wrong meditation. It's just you showing up for you. That's really what meditation is. You showing up for you and you being still so you can receive. All day long we doing this, we doing that. I meditate about 4 times a day. And I really want you guys to understand it and get this, that you have the same exact power that I have. None of us have more power than the other one. Right? Like, we are all interconnected. But I'm here to tell you, your life, it is going to get better. The reason being, because you're going to choose for it to get better. People that's in your life that is not serving you in a sense where as though, you don't feel good when you around them, you need to cut those people off. But your life isn't going to change because, somebody just pray for your life to change. Your life is going to change because you're going to make the initiative for your life to change. And how do you do that? Right? And that is the power of tapping in, going within. Because for so long we have been taught everything is outside of us. Going to church every Sunday. And listen, you always do what works for you. But all those religions, the religions that and that was because I was in search of meaning. Like, I was in search of, you know, like, what the hell? Why am I here? I was in search of better. And so I would join different religions because I just wanted the answer. I just wanted to better my life. But did my life get better? It didn't get, it wasn't getting better by me joining different churches. It started getting better when I seen that everything that I've been looking for outside there, it wasn't changing my life. So I had to start going within. And it even says that in the Bible. Search search this kingdom or something like that, right? The kingdom within. Like the kingdom within, meaning everything is within you. Everything. So to the ones that's out there, and sometimes we say pray for me, but we don't know exactly like who that person is praying to, right? Like, sometimes we say, well, could you pray for me and stuff like that, but we don't know who the person is perhaps praying to. That's another thing. So although I won't pray for you, um because I know you powerful, I know that you have the same exact potential as me, and I know that you can step into your power. I know you can meditate. I know that you could connect to your higher self. Because your higher self, it knows far more than what I know on behalf of you. All right. So with that being said, it is 3:32. We gonna sleep. Today is my youngest son's birthday. So I got a few running around to do for him, to get him some cupcakes and stuff like that for him and his class at school. And so, yeah, I catch you guys later. Make sure you rocking out, believing in yourselves. On my channel, like I always want people to know that the power lies within them. Like I never want anyone to feel like, oh well, I could, change your life. No, I can't. Listen, let me tell you something, okay? I can't change anyone's life. But what I could do, I could share my experience, and I could share my experience in a sense where as though you start connecting back to your higher self. You start connecting back to that part of you that knows everything about you. That's what I can do. And I can inspire you to do so. But ultimately, it's like the ball is in your court. It's like, do you really want better? Do you really want more? And I'm here to tell you, you're not gonna get any better or any more by bitching, moaning, complaining, and keep talking about how things are going in your life. You're gonna start getting better when you start. It could be a simple question. Why do I go through this? Why and on, not victim standpoint, but why am I experiencing this? Whatever it is in your life, why am I experiencing this? And I guarantee you get an answer. But if you're not quiet, right? It's at times it's just gonna go right by you because you're not quiet. You don't know how to sit still. You don't know how to go within because you've been programmed again to seek outside you. And that's not where your answers are. Okay, now we could be guided to a book or um uh, um a spiritual teacher or something like that. We can be guided, but ultimately all the power is within you. And you need to take that time out for yourself to meditate. Before I did this video, I meditated. You gotta get still. You gotta get still. And I guarantee you when you get still, okay, you will start getting the messages. And you get the messages throughout the day anyway. But because you're not still, you just think that, oh, your intuition is constantly always talking to you all the time. Your intuition is guiding you which steps to take and what you should do. But because you've been programmed not to listen to your intuition, not to trust yourself, you don't trust yourself. But if I have access to go within and connect with my higher self to get the downloads and to get ideas and everything like that, and to be able to change my life, you too. You have that same exact power. You have that same exact power. Remember this: color, right? Because sometimes we may say, well, this person, growing up, I remember hearing, well, white people, they have the best of the best, right? And that's not necessarily true because, the first of all, the universe, I would say the universe don't play favorites, but it sort of do for the ones that understands the laws of this here universe, and they live by the laws. They are in harmony with the laws of the universe as opposed to going against the laws of the universe. Now, if you have never been taught the laws of the universe, then of course you're going to keep on going against them. Like, for instance, many of us been programmed and conditioned to believe that we have to work so hard in order to be successful. And you see, for in a lot of cases, right, that's not, you've been working so you've been working so hard, but it still seems like you're not successful because it's a mental game that we're playing, not so much physical. It's like 95% mental and 5% physical. And that's why the book by Napoleon Hill is called Think and Grow Rich. And so when you like, oh, well, I gotta work, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, you know, I always gotta be on a go. If you always on a go, then that means that you don't most likely have time to meditate and to go within and to check in with your higher self. Your higher self that's gonna give you the easiest route that's for you. That's what that means. So, with that being said, I love you guys. Okay, understand that your prayer, okay, or my prayer, and I don't pray in a sense where as though getting on my knees and begging, oh God, please do this for me or whatever it is like that. I just meditate, and that's pretty much it. That's my form of prayer. Me meditating. All right. And so, with that being said, I catch you guys later on today. Rock out, believe in yourself. Keep going, keep growing, and of course, keep glowing. Till next time. Peace.